Right, so I'm going to illustrate the difference as to the response that we get when we send a request to a certain port. So over here we have our Windows machine. So the Windows machine is running a web server. So we should be able to tell that with, first we'll just check our connectivity. 108. Okay, so that's fine. So it's alive. And then we would often bring up a web browser to be able to see if we can get in contact with the web server. .200.0.108. And that's fine. Okay, so you can see the service is working. And then we would run nmap to see what services the machine was actually running. And what we'll do is we'll bring up Wireshark here just to see the traffic that's coming through. Okay, so what we should see with nmap is that nmap will send in a SYN and then see the response it gets. So if a SYN-ACK comes back, then it means that the port is open. If a reset-ACK comes back, it means the port is closed. Okay, so that's us ready to go now. We're now capturing. And there we go. Okay, so you can see one of the ports that's actually open is HTTP here. And if we look over here, so here we go, here's an example of a SYN sent to a certain port, and the response that comes back is a reset-ACK. But what we should find is that if it gets sent to a port that's actually open, we should get a SYN-ACK coming back. So that's an example here. There's a SYN being sent to the web server, and there's a SYN-ACK coming back again. Okay, so in this way the server finds out which ports are actually alive. So if we have a look at now at Hping. So with Hping, when we're Hpinging, then 0.108. If we try to look at port 80, and let's look at the scan again. Okay, so I've got to use a sudo. Okay, so we're getting a reset-ACK coming back here. So Hping gives us the response that comes back, so we'll just quit that and have a look over here. We see what's happening is that it's sending it to the HTTP port, but really none of the flags are actually set. Okay, so obviously the server won't like that, because normally a flag has got to be set somewhere, and certainly it won't respond with a SYN-ACK because it hasn't had a connection. Okay, so you can see there's the flags set to nothing. So we can craft a SYN-ACK. If we just do a -s, and that will create a SYN flood. So this time now we get a SYN-ACK coming back. Okay, and we can actually see that there's the SYN, and then a SYN-ACK, and then the Hping is responding back with a reset, which means it doesn't want to create the connection there at all. Okay, so with Hping we can actually assess what the response is on it. If we pick a port that isn't actually open and have a look to see what happens, now we get a reset ACK, so that's exactly what we would expect. There's the reset ACK. Okay, so in this way, Nmap finds out which ports are actually open.